You may be wondering, what is coal? Well, coal is a rock that is found hundreds of feet to thousands of feet underground. As you can see in this picture, it is blackish brown. Coal takes millions of years to form. It is formed from the fossils of dead ancient plants, which is why it is called a fossil fuel. Once harnessed, it can be used to produce electricity. Been around for ages. It was first used to provide cavemen with heat energy. Flowing purpose for coal back then was for fueling fires for heat. In the 1300s, Native Americans used coal for cooking, heating, and making clay pots. In the middle of the 1700s, the very first coal mine in the United States was opened. It was located in Virginia. Meanwhile, in England, they started to use coal instead of charcoal because it was cleaner and more efficient. After England started to use coal, many other countries followed as well. During the Industrial Revolution, a lot of coal was used for new machines, vehicles such as trains and boats, and factories. Later on, during the American Civil War, coal was used to melt metals to forge weapons. About 100 years ago, coal was used widespread for heating homes, generating electricity, providing cooking heat, powering railroads and boats, and fueling factories. Currently, coal is still used for these tasks, but not as much today. The main thing that coal is used for today is electricity. In order for coal to create electricity, first it needs to be mined out of the ground. Coal can be found in the interior coal region, western coal region, and Appalachian coal region. The western coal region contains the most coal, followed by the Appalachian coal region, and then the interior coal region. The coal is harnessed from surface mining, underground mining, and mountaintop mining. Surface mining is when machines such as draglines, power shovels, large trucks, and buggy wheel excavators extract and transport coal from mining sites. Another way to harness coal is by underground mining. Underground mining is dangerous and less effective. The miners risk being crushed by rocks and soil above them and are at risk from being poisoned by gases such as methane that are released from coal and other minerals in the mine. Underground mining can be done successfully in two ways: room and pillar mining and longwall mining. Room and pillar mining is when the miners create rooms in the coal seams with pillars that hold up the roof to prevent it from collapsing. These pillars are often about 40% of the coal in the mine that is left behind. Sometimes these pillars can be recovered by machines at a later stage. The other type of mining is called longwall mining. Longwall mining is when the miners mine the sides of the seam while a machine temporarily holds up the roof to prevent it caving. Over 75% of the coal is usually extracted during this method, but is also more dangerous. Mountaintop mining is when miners use explosives to explode the top of a mountain, and then they use machines to extract the coal that is inside of the mountain. This type of mining can pollute nearby rivers and streams, which can kill and harm aquatic animals. Laws in the United States require the landscape to be reclaimed after mountaintop mining and surface mining. This map is a picture of the three coal regions in the United States. There is the Western Coal Region, Interior Coal Region, and Appalachian Coal Region. The Western Coal Region accounts for about 57% of the coal mined in the United States. About 25% of the coal mined in the United States is from the Appalachian Coal Region, and about 19% of the coal mined in the United States is from the Interior Coal Region. The states in the Western Coal Region are Alaska, Arizona, Colorado, Montana, New Mexico, North Dakota, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming. The states in the Interior Coal Region are Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, and Kentucky. The states in the Appalachian Coal Region are Alabama, Eastern Kentucky, Maryland, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, and Western Virginia. Out of these states, Wyoming mined the most coal in the country. Coal mined in Wyoming made up for 41% of the coal mined in the whole country and 74% of the coal mined in the Western Coal Region. The largest surface mines in Wyoming are in Wyoming's Powder River Basin, where coal seams are about 70 feet thick and very close together. There are many advantages of using coal as an energy source. The main one is that coal is extremely common. There is enough coal in the United States to last us over 235 years if the amount of coal we use doesn't increase. Coal is also less expensive than most fossil fuels. It costs about 17 cents per kilowatt hour. As well as being cheap and abundant, it is also easily burned. Coal is pulverized and then burned, which creates massive amounts of heat, which generates more electricity. Coal also has some disadvantages. Coal is limited, takes over millions of years to form, and produces many pollutants when burned. These pollutants are sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, particulates, carbon dioxide, and mercury. Coal's current influence on society is both good and bad. It produces about 37% of the electricity in the United States, which is good, but also releases massive amounts of carbon dioxide, known as CO2. This is a negative influence on society because carbon dioxide traps heat in Earth's atmosphere, which causes global warming. Coal can be found in areas where plants were once located millions to billions of years ago. Over time, these plants were buried and fossilized. The soil, rocks, and water put weight on top of the plant, which forced out the oxygen that was inside of the plant, leaving it rich with carbon. As well as undergoing a chemical change, it also underwent a physical change. The plant changed into a compact rock that was brownish black. A type of technology that can help find coal are satellites. Satellites take pictures of the Earth's surface, which can help geologists determine whether or not coal could be located in a certain area. The engineering involved with coal is when the coal is used to produce electricity. Machines in the coal plants clean the coal, pulverize it, and then burn it to heat the steam, which turns a turbine to produce electricity. After being mined, the coal is sent to a power plant. At the power plant, the coal is cleaned of sulfur and other minerals that are not coal. After being cleaned, the coal is then sent to a pulverizer. At the pulverizer, the coal is turned into fine dust. The coal powder is then sent to a furnace. In the furnace, the coal is burned to produce massive amounts of heat. The furnace has a pipe of water that turns into steam once heated by the burning coal. The steam then turns a turbine, which spins an electromagnet that produces electricity. The electricity from coal power plants are sent into the grid by using a transformer that increases the voltage to about 500,000 volts. Transmission lines have substation transformers which decrease the voltage to allow the energy to be used for local purposes. From the transmission lines, the energy travels along distribution lines which decrease the voltage to about 100 to 140 volts for safe use in the house. Here's a short video to explain how coal produces electricity.
Coal-fired plants transform coal into electricity by pulverizing it and burning it in a furnace. The burning coal heats water in a boiler and turns it to steam. The steam, under tremendous pressure and at high temperature, provides the force to turn the turbine blades. The turbine spins an electromagnet inside copper coils in the generator, and that produces the flow of electrons called electricity.
There are many pollutants that are released from burning coal. These pollutants are sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, particulates, carbon dioxide, and mercury and heavy metals. Sulfur dioxide causes illnesses in the respiratory system, which consists of the lungs, nose, frontal sinus, bronchus, diaphragm, and other organs. Nitrogen oxides cause respiratory illnesses, acid rain, and smog, which is a type of fog combined with atmospheric pollutants. Particulates causes smog, haze, respiratory illnesses, and lung disease. Carbon dioxide causes global warming. Mercury and other heavy metals are linked to damage of the nervous system and developmental damage in humans and animals. An immediate environmental impact due to mountaintop coal mining are pollutants from the coal going into nearby streams or nearby rivers. Sometimes during mountaintop mining, nearby streams or rivers are covered up by rocks and soil due to the explosives that are used. The streams and rivers can then become polluted and harm aquatic wildlife downstream. The other environmental impact is that natural habitats can be ruined as a result of surface mining. During surface mining, machines dig up the coal and move around the land, which can change the natural habitat. Luckily, the Reclamation Act requires the landscapes to be rearranged to how it looked like before the mining started. A long-term environmental impact from the result of using coal is global warming. Coal is a rock that is rich in carbon. When the coal is burned, the carbon is then released from the coal. The carbon is then mixed with the air and becomes carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere and traps the heat from the sun in Earth's atmosphere. This then heats up the Earth and causes global warming. Some actions being taken to alleviate and negate potential environmental impacts are the Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act of 1977, also known as SMCRA. This requires mining corporations to reclaim the land to how it was before. This means that once the corporation is done mining, they must make the landscape look similar or the same to how it was before. A method of mass conservation of energy is the Clean Air Act and Clean Water Act. This requires coal plants to control the amounts of pollutants they release into the air and water. A way that coal plants control the amount of carbon dioxide released into the air is by using a method known as carbon capture and storage. This is when the carbon released from the coal is captured and then stored underground. Saving electricity as easy as turning off the lights before you leave your room. Lights on in an unoccupied room is a waste of energy. Another way to save energy is by unplugging electrical appliances when they are fully charged. Three jobs available in a field concerned with coal energy are mechanical engineers, geologists, and mining engineers. Mechanical engineers create designs for machines such as drag lines, large trucks, bucket wheel excavators, and conveyors. To do this, they use 3D models and computer softwares. They produce multiple types of the design and take the best parts of each design to make the best possible one for the certain machine. The average salary of a mechanical engineer can range from $58,000 to $95,000. The necessary education level for a mechanical engineer is a bachelor's degree in engineering. Another type of job involved with coal energy is a geologist. A geologist studies rock and soil from certain places. They find an area with a certain quantity and quality of a mineral. Geologists create maps of a region by going to that place and taking samples of the rocks and soil there. Then they examine the minerals to find out what they are. In order to become a geologist, a degree in geology, geoscience, or related subject is required. The average salary of a geologist ranges from $39,932 to $115,898, with an average salary of $59,104. The third type of job that I'll be talking about is a mining engineer. A mining engineer designs blueprints for a mine to make it safe and efficient. Their goal is to find the best possible mine design to extract as much coal as possible. As well as doing that, they also map out how the coal should be transported in order to start mining. They also monitor and supervise the construction of a mine. Mine engineers have to make certain that their plan follows the necessary requirements for the Surface Mining and Reclamation Act. This enforces the mining engineers to make the mine away from any streams or protected wildlife reserves. Mining engineers make $66,000 to $100,000 annually. A bachelor's degree in engineering is required to become a mining engineer.